So now, what is the goal of education under pragmatism? What would a pragmatist teacher believe should be the aim of education for students? Here it is. Primary goal of education is growth, because change brings about growth. Whenever there's a change, there is a growth in some form or the other. And the pragmatist individual in education believes in growth. The student should be growing, the teacher should be growing, the institution should be growing. Everything needs to grow under education in pragmatism. Education should not be looked upon merely as schooling and the acquisition of academic subject matter, but as part of life itself. The pragmatist does not look at the classroom as an artificial setting. In reality, it is, but that is not how a pragmatist looks at the classroom. Because nowhere in real life do we put 30, 40, 50 people in a room with one adult and expect them to have interaction. So for a pragmatist teacher, education is part of life, the whole big picture. Education is one piece of it. So for this pragmatist individual, the goal of education really is to develop the child for society and for himself and herself. Schools should balance the needs of society and community on the one hand and the needs of the students on the other. So schools under pragmatism fulfill two functions. They meet the needs of society. What does society need? That is what we need to teach. That's what we need to turn out to society. And what does the student need to be successful? A student who wants to be a doctor versus a student who wants to be an engineer versus a student who wants a career in art or sports, the requirements will be different. Are we today giving those unique, special requirements to our students? Are we fulfilling the needs of every single student based on what they want, and in turn fulfilling the needs of society as our society needs it, not some other society? Helping people direct, control, and guide personal and social experience, self-actualization. So what the pragmatist sees the role of education, or the aim of education really is to help students succeed, to facilitate, to guide, to advise, not only to tell and inform. The teacher is not the giver of all information over here. The teacher is the facilitator, helping students acquire the information the student needs based on his or her own unique requirements. Schools should foster habits of thought, invention, and initiative. Because of the change that they propound, simply learning for learning is not good enough for the pragmatist. There should be inventions, initiatives, newness must come into education, and students should be willing to take risks and try different things. Because when change happens, you have to try. Nobody knows how a change is going to work. Nobody knows what this change is going to result in. You have to take risks. The students will learn to take risks when the teachers are willing to take risks with the students. Education should promote our true individualism, self-directed learning. The pragmatist does not like the group setting of the classroom. One size fits all has not worked, is not going to work, and the pragmatist does not believe in that. So individual growth is important. Is each individual student developing, progressing, learning? Is each individual student on the way to a better life for himself or herself? Education has a moral influence and should play a vital part in helping us become the kind of moral persons who are interested not only in promoting our own growth, but also in promoting the growth of others. So pragmatism looks beyond self. The goal of education under pragmatism is develop yourself and in the process develop others also. So it's not a selfish focus. The focus is beyond self, is towards community and society. Lots of lovely, meaningful goals under pragmatism, but a pragmatist, to fulfill these goals, must believe in change, because through change, these goals can be achieved.